The Dark Swindler has done it again. He had another interview. This time it was with Mr. Stephen Cambion, a guy that usually covers, I guess, UFO grifters and scammers and such other mythical creatures. And in this video, I'm going to tell you my generalized thoughts on what happened and what I thought about it, and if I would recommend you to go watch it or not, even though, and with this video in mind, I kind of assumed that you watched it already because I'm not going to watch the interview itself because it's like 4 hours long. But generally, let me give you a good picture of what happened. So, Stephen Cambion is a guy that is a friend of the Kino Casino guys, and he wanted to talk to Phil, and then Phil agreed to talk to him. And most of the call was DSP being presented with a bunch of evidence and then shrugging it away as if we were in a courtroom. And every time he was shown some piece of evidence, his argument was again about how it's not conclusive enough and it wouldn't hold up in court, basically. But kind of what he forgot was that this isn't the court of law. This isn't, there isn't any judges or lawyers involved. There's just the court of public opinion. And in the court of public opinion, generally speaking, he is seen as guilty until proven innocent because he's just been proven to be guilty and a liar and shady and dishonest just so many times that at this point, people just don't generally trust him. So, this thing was like 3.5 to 4 hours long. And it started out with some basic questions, some talking about, I kind of already forgot. It wasn't really anything too crazy. Eventually, they talked about the bank leaks. Eventually, they also talked about the WWE champions, all that stuff. And generally, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very fun. And I thought it was very fun purely because, number one, I had no expectations going into it. This could have been a complete disaster, and I would still have been entertained. I just wanted to be entertained. Because, and here's number two, it's completely inconsequential. It's not like the side-scrollers where it's going to reach a wide audience and a bunch of people that didn't hear about Phil are going to watch it and laugh at it and thinks he's a scammer. The people that are going to see this is the trolls that had already made up their minds based on the evidence that they've already seen like 1,000 times. And the DSP fans who have also already made up their minds because DSP tells them what to think and then just think it. And third, and my favorite of why I like this is that DSP got nothing for it. He got nothing. There wasn't any clout that he can leech off of the Steven guy like he did with Kino Casino. There was no pay pigs. He didn't get paid for it. He didn't get any views for it. So he was just sitting there getting roasted and getting cooked for like 3 hours straight. I have to also say it was a pretty civil conversation. Yeah, they were talking over each other and kind of in a higher tone, I guess, and with a higher intensity. And I love that about it because at this point, this is what we need from interactions with DSP. We just need the entertainment value. We know the bank leaks are true. We know he's fucking the champion stuff is true. We know it. And even if he tried to do something to prove it, he probably would fall short because, well, we know it's true. Also, Broside Phil joined the call at some point and delve deeper into the findings that he had regarding the bank leaks and the identity theft. And I have to admit, that's the part where things slowed down a bit. I think Broside did a very good job. And he was very civil and very kind, which is pretty much what I expect of him. Every time I talk to the guy, he's been civil and kind and a very level-headed, reasonable person. So I do appreciate his approach. But the segment about the phone call to the policewoman from like 2 years ago, that took way too much time and it kind of killed the pace. But afterwards, it recovered and was still very entertaining. So yeah, he had a very difficult job because every time you have to represent a huge group of people that don't even agree with each other, you can't end up pleasing everyone because you're basically the representative of a huge group of people that don't agree with each other on some things. So yeah, about that, I think is great. Like I mentioned, it's completely inconsequential, and the value that I got out of it is just purely the entertainment value. I wasn't thinking that DSP is gonna prove something. I wasn't thinking that DSP was gonna, I guess, get a win, whatever that even means. And I don't think he did. And in the end of the day, the only people that benefited from this are the trolls, because we got some entertainment. We got DSP being cooked, and we got the pre-stream for today to look forward to, which is probably going to be a very good one. It's a very good one. Sadly, I can't watch it because it's Valentine's Day, so I'm going to be doing the traditional Valentine's Day activities. Anyways, I also wanted to go over some of the notes that I had, which are very small. And I kind of mentioned a bunch of that already. But anyways, my first note was that some guy in the chat offered $5,000 if DSP passes the polygraph test, which is, the lie detector. And DSP said, no, I don't want to do this because I want to be given the money just to take the test. Because I want to win either way. That's what he said. I want to win either way. And that made me ask, like, if you say you're telling the truth, then wouldn't you win either way if you just pass the polygraph since you're telling the truth? It's those DSP-isms that kind of that kind of tell you that he's not being completely honest with you on this thing. And the other thing is, and this is regarding the phone call. Hold on, let me figure this out. So there was this text-to-speech bot that was used to give the bank leaks guy the bank statements, the $16.51 to PayPal, that one. So DSP said that this is not conclusive evidence because you yourself had to call this number and therefore, commit federal crimes to prove it. You had to do it yourself. But also, he said that the bank account is closed, so you can't possibly prove it the way he wants it proven. And again, I have to tell you, when we're talking about circumstantial evidence, we're not talking about the court of fucking law. We're talking about YouTube live streams. That's what we're talking about. In online shit posting. We're not even talking about Judge Judy. Anyways, something else I wanted to do that I haven't watched yet, I wanted to watch in this video the daily wrap to see DSP's unfiltered thoughts. And as you can see, unlike his thoughts, he is pretty fucking filtered. You can see he was, I think his balding increased by like 14% after this call. Even though he was pretty reasonable, he didn't spurg out, but he was getting fucking cooked. So let's have a look at this. And then I'm going to end the video. That's basically it. And somewhere down the line in some live stream, I'm going to watch the whole interview because it's very entertaining. But for some reason, my screen keeps blinking. Okay, let's go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 13th of February, 2025. An interesting day. I think I'm just going to leave this on. Actually, I just noticed it skips when it lives. I'm just going to leave this on for today. All right, so what's going on? Well, today I only streamed for half a day, but I did make an appearance on a show. We're going to talk all about that in a nutshell. I went late, so I have to hurry. So first stream today was the Level 1 podcast, where I did a whole bunch of...
Oh, yeah, this is definitely getting fucking skipped. I don't give a rat's ass about the Level 1 podcast. As you can see, he learned how to have overlays for the stream, which, I mean, I don't know why you would. What's with the fire? Are you saying that you got cooked? Maybe you did.
Sniper rifle.
Okay, sniper rifle.
Everyone, if you do decide to go partake in that show, it's going to basically be 20 minutes of calm conversation and about 2.5+ hours of Steve, the host of the show, basically bringing up the same exact drama stuff that you've heard about me for the last 2.5 years. I guess he had some kind of big, lofty ambitions that he was going to try to set me up with some special lie detector event and all of this stuff going on. And it was just fucking bull. I'm going to be honest with you. All the stuff that came up, all the same shit that we've seen a zillion times, okay? from my detractors. Literally not a new piece of anything presented. It's all the same nothing burger shit.
What is that? Oh, dude, I hate his usage of nothing burger because he referred to the side scroller interview as well as a nothing burger. What the fuck do you mean a nothing burger? And also, I wanna bring this up as well. During this interview, there was like 15 times where he said some shit. Nothing matters. No one cares about anything, and nothing matters. As he was actively being told that this matters because it makes you look like a liar, which you are, and people care about it for that exact same reason.
Plus years ago.
So I guess you can just say that it didn't happen, it doesn't matter, and no one cares. And you can have 40-hour interviews, you can have 10 million hour interviews, you can have infinity hour interviews, and just repeating that nothing matters and no one cares. Because you decide it doesn't care. But this is also what I love about people like this. You fuck something up and then you say that no one cares. Of course you want no one to care because you fucked something up. Like, God damn it.
Bank leaks and the bankruptcy and shit like that, right? So because of that, it's like, well, it was disappointing. I was hoping that we were going to have more of a back and forth conversation. I'm going to be honest.
About what? About what did he think he was going to have a conversation? Why do you agree to going on people's shows when you don't even know what the show is about? Because from what I know about the Steven guy, he's all about calling people that he thinks are scammers, liars, and grifters. That's literally like his idea. What did DSP think it was going to be? Hey, Phil, tell me about that one time that you played Street Fighter and you were pretty good.
Steve is a bad guy, but man, he's a bad host. He was yelling over me so much that I barely...
I love that, by the way. I love that. Because at this point, there's no point having a civil conversation with Phil. For entertainment's sake, I think the best thing would be to just call him names and yell at him. Because it's so much fun. That's why. Because, like, why would you fucking bother being civil with him? I mean, fuck him. He's a bitch.
Really could even give an answer to anything that he was saying, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, so it is what it is. I spent a lot of time on the show, but I'm done with it now. You know, he wanted me to be involved in all. Well, will you do this and do that? I was like, no. Like, Steve, I tried to tell him, he's like, you tried to come on my show here because you were interested in clearing your name. I said, Steve, I have zero interest in talking about any of the drama stuff we're talking about right now at all. It doesn't affect me. My viewers like me and my content. We've already been through all of this. The stuff you're talking about is from many years ago.
Then why would you agree to going on somebody's fucking show? And you don't even know that this is what you're going to talk about. I hate this about DSP, man. I hate it. It's so fucking annoying.
To who I am or what I do today. Just take a look at everything around. Well,
okay. What kind of a point does that make? Take a look at the toys that I have. Is it the same as my background that I had in 2022? I don't think so. Therefore, debunked.
I guess I could turn this off now. Just take a look at everything around you and how it's changed. But it is what it is again. You know, you want to watch it, you can. If you're a fan of mine, you're probably going to hate it. You're going to be like, didn't you already do all this when you reacted to your June the King documentary? Yes, I did. It's literally the same stuff rehashed again for the zillionth time. So, all that being said, I do feel like, sadly for me, it was kind of a waste of time. I don't think I'm going to get anything out of it. I don't think any of his fans are going to be coming over to watch my content.
Yeah, but like, why don't you just do interviews because they are fun to do and entertaining? Why does there always have to be some fucking gay-ass benefit? I fucking hate this. Because I thought this was his passion. Streaming and making content for the internet is his passion, his job, is everything, his hobby. He loves doing it. But then why can't you just do a show without having your own interests also having to be met? Like, God damn it.
He made out essentially with a payday for my detractors. What a shocking twist, right? But as you know, it's the same rodeo over and over. It's not a big deal.
And, well, does that mean that DSP is just a gullible retard for falling for it over and over and over again? Or does that mean he's insane for falling for it over and over and over again and expecting different results?
Do I look angry right now? No, I don't.
Whoa, you guys. Phil totally owned us because he doesn't look angry. Speaking of which, though, hold on. I want to show you this. He's been sad boy posting on Twitter with some fucking... Oh, my God. It's so good. I just want to find it. What was it? They call me DSP? They call me DSP. That's the guy. And I know I'm blacked. Yes, I am. It doesn't even say I'm blocked. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, here it is. This is it. The darkest night is often the bridge to the brightest light tomorrow. The brightest tomorrow. Good night. What is the darkest night? Is the darkest night people on the internet calling you a scammer and making fun of the fact that your parents paid for your fucking all expenses paid trip so you can get married and eat some pizza? Is that the darkest night? Come on, Phil. People are fucking dying and still not posting shit like this on Twitter. God damn it. This is such a DSP moment.
It's just the same crap. All right. So anyway, it is what it is. It's over.
It's over.
The hilarious part is that the entire time he wants me to come back on the show. I was like, dude, like you just wasted 2.5 hours of my time. Like, why would I want to come back on?
Bro, your time is not valuable at all. He spends his time on the pre-stream, which is his own content, by the way, he cares so deeply about. He spends his time getting up, showing his feet, showing his underwear, walking around the room, picking his face, wiping off the grease off his face in his pajama pants, pretending to have some content by doing fucking Q&A, where they ask him the same 2 questions always. His time is worthless. His time is nothing.
Show, like, it's so stupid. So, anyway. Tomorrow we're back for the end of the week, and
We are
talk more
back.
about this at length. I'm sure you guys will have tons of questions and stuff to ask me during the Level 1 podcast tomorrow. More than happy to talk about it. All right, we should have a good time on the show, and tomorrow will be a full.
And again, I think it's worth mentioning that Kino Casino set him up for this, and he knows that they hooked him up with Stephen Cambion, knowing fully well what this interview was going to be about. So if there's anyone to blame from his side, it's going to be his besties over at the casino, as he likes to call it, which is badass. So yeah, let's see him cope over that, because it's not looking good, man.
Gameplay stream. The first stream is
And now we're just talking about gameplay
hopefully
streams.
nothing bad. Network test. I don't know if anything will happen overnight because some people are going to be playing it from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but hopefully nothing bad, and hopefully people will be able to stream and record it.
But it's not, you're not allowed. He's talking about the Elden Ring Night Rain network test, which it explicitly says in the terms of service, you don't even have to put in much effort to look it up, that you are not allowed to stream it. You're just not allowed. And maybe some people are going to stream it and get away with it because they are not Darkside Phil. But I assure you, the moment DSP presses the start recording button, people are going to go fucking crazy. And Bandai Namco is going to be his biggest fan.
And I'll be able to do so as well.
And he knows that this is going to happen. It's just, I don't even know why he even wants to stream this. Just play it safe, dude. You're an idiot. So yes, my quick summary is that he had an interview that served an entertainment purpose for me. I didn't want to learn anything new about him. I didn't want to learn anything new about the drama he's involved in. I didn't expect him to spurg out and go crazy and say the N-word. I didn't expect all that much, so I was personally satisfied. I think Steven did a good job, and I think Broside Phil did a good job with some minor remarks in terms of the pacing, but they were both nice and polite, and it was a pleasant and funny listening experience. Yeah, big ups. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.